area, your winner of the 5-minute period for Unlimited 2A, brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Brad Luce, we're coming up on the 4-minute 30-second mark. Bring our participants out for 2A. Brad going back up top to get into position. First boat out, the dominant white with the fluorescent orange and yellow. Walled Lake, Michigan's Andrew Tate in the cockpit.
Jeff, I'm up here. When you get to 4:30, give me a quick count, would you please?
Set it at 4. It's coming up quick. 4 even. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 4-minute period for Unlimited 2A. Did you catch it?
No, I was at 4:30.
We will catch you at 3. Set it for an even 3. We'll get that clock count down for Brad Luce. The dominant red boat in turn number 1, that is the U7 Spirit of Detroit, Tri-Island Energy, Detroit Machinery Center, Brockville, Ontario, Canada's Bert Henderson in the cockpit here in 2A, driving for Dave Bardish out of Detroit. And our last boat, your defending APBA Gold Cup champion in the Home Street blue and white, Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane, the driver, a native of Havre de Grace, Maryland, now resides in Maple Valley, Washington. Brad Luce, for 3 minutes and 10 seconds until the start. I will give you a clock countdown from 5 down. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 3-minute period has begun for Unlimited 2A, brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Brad, for our fans just joining us here on the shoreline of the Detroit River, listening and watching online via Facebook and YouTube, this is the milling period. Your lane is not assigned to you when you leave the pit area. You fight for it. You gain it in the warm-up period. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, and as that goes on, you can cut the race course from the backside to the front side. You just saw Jeff Bernard do that. You can also cut it from the front side to the backside. There are places where you can do that, and Jeff Bernard just illustrated exactly what you can do. He went back to front, he went down to the GP corner and went front to back. And as he comes up the backstretch, he's going to find a couple of very, very fast race boats out in front of him as we're 2 minutes and 10 seconds to the start of Heat 2A. And we got the top 2 qualifiers in this one. Andrew Tate, Jimmy Shane, and Bert Henderson. Sorry, I think I said Jeff Bernard.
Coming up on the 155 mark, 155 away. So Andrew Tate, I see that strobe light on, and it went away there. It clicked or lit up there for a couple of moments, went out. So Tate down by the Whittier. Jimmy Shane just by the start-finish line buoy in the Miss Home Street. And Jeff Bernard coming by in the U7 Spirit of Detroit, Tri-Island Energy, Detroit Machinery Center. For our fans along the shoreline and watching at home, when that strobe light comes on during the warm-up period, that gives the officials the indication that the boat is below 80 miles per hour, and the drivers have to hold their speed above 80 during the warm-up period coming down to the start-finish line buoy. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. 1-minute period has begun for Unlimited 2A, brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. And Brad, Jeff Bernard is up there first. Looks like he'll go the outside. And right now, Andrew Tate's got a great stake at lane 1. Will Shane slide into 2? Bring him to the turn.
40 seconds. Start. You talk about the strobe light. One little asterisk to the strobe light. If your strobe light comes on here in the booster tail turn, it doesn't count because this is such a tight corner. They allow them to drop down below 80 a little bit in this corner only. 25 seconds to the start. You are right. Mr. Tate is going to sit in 1. Henderson is going to let these guys have their duel. He's going to stay to the outside, driving a bright red number 7. Now here comes Shane and Tate. Here we go. Coming up on 10 seconds. Tate's at 1, Shane's at 2, Henderson 3, Jeff.
Might be a touch early, but now it looks better. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, Michelle, monitor the radios. We'll call it physically. as we're racing in Unlimited 2A, brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. By my eye, we could have had a bunch of them over, and it could have been all three. We'll call it physically into turn number 1. Tate was in 1, Shane in 2. Their first battle of the weekend. Who gets there first? Jimmy Shane in lane number 2 in the Miss Home Street. Andrew Tate second in Delta Real Track. Bert Henderson third in the U7. Brad off the turn the first time around. Shane in front, Tate in second. Henderson in third. Will monitor the radios.
Coming up the backstretch about halfway up. When they got to the start-finish line, Andrew Tate was retarding the throttle a little bit. Shane had more boat speed, and I think that's the difference we're going to see. Now, for our first-time boat racers, Shane has got to give Tate a lane in here. He's got to leave room for Andrew through the rooster tail, and he gives him plenty of room. It is Tate. He is trying to cut down on the inside, but Shane comes off with about a 5-boat length lead, Jeff.
We'll come down to complete lap number 1, Unlimited 2A, brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Jimmy Shane make it a rooster tail advantage in Miss Home Street over Andrew Tate and U9 Delta Real Track. Bert Henderson in third. Spirit of Detroit, Tri-Island Energy, Detroit Machinery Center. Michelle gave me the information from H1. All three boats jumped the gun. All three boats jumped the gun, so we'll either run a 5-lap or a 4-lap. We'll see if they give them all 1-minute penalties. We'll watch the flags. Off the turn, a lap and a half in, 2.5 to go. It is 1-minute penalty for all three. So Brad, 2.5 more laps to go for Jimmy Shane in front.
And basically the jumping of the gun penalty doesn't count because everybody got one. So we're running 4 laps here. It is Jimmy Shane driving to his home street, the U1, defending national high point champion. He is the defending Gold Cup champion. He's got a rooster tail and a half on his arch rival Andrew Tate. Tate having to run the inside, but he's given ground to him, Jeff.
We're at the halfway mark of Mike Hard's Lemonade, Unlimited 2A, and now Jimmy Shane make it 2 rooster tails over Andrew Tate in second. Bert Henderson remains in third. So some separation here, and Mike's Hard Lemonade, Unlimited 2A. Shane gets to the Belle Isle Bridge turn first. 2 rooster tail lead over Andrew Tate in the Delta Real Track. All 3 boats jump the gun. All 3 will be issued a 1-minute penalty after the completion of this one. 2.5 in, 1.5 to go, and Brad, Shane is making it look easy.
He is making it look very easy, and there is a big, loud message being sent right down pit row from the guys in Home Street Blue to the guys in the Delta Real Track U9 pit area. They are letting them know this is a rocket, and it is set up to run. Radio man Nick Bonancini tells Jimmy Shane where the good is. Cook, get him the white flag, Jeff.
White flag is displayed along with the blue flag with the yellow diagonal stripe that indicates a penalty on the race course, and the only ones we know of right now is the gun jump for all 3 drivers. So Jimmy Shane clearly out in front, working his final lap in Miss Home Street. Andrew Tate just completed his 3rd lap in second in U9 Delta Real Track. Bert Henderson off turn number 2 in the dominant red U7 Spirit of Detroit, Tri-Island Energy, Detroit Machinery Center. 1 more time to go around. Half a lap to go for Jimmy Shane in front, Miss Home Street.
Jimmy Shane up the backstretch. We know about the gun jumping by all 3 boats. That blue flag lets us know there's a penalty. So we all think it was a holding call on the touchdown, but we're gonna have to wait and see. There be another call, so be a little careful on this. But on the water, it is all Jimmy Shane. 1 more time through the rooster tail. Jay Shane, young man out of the Northwest, driving like a pro, and he is. Give him, Jeff Haler.
We look above the checkered flags out. I can reach out and touch him. Your winner of Mike's Hard Lemonade, Unlimited 2A, Jimmy Shane, Miss Home Street. 2nd place and coming close to the shoreline, Walled Lake, Michigan's Andrew Tate in the U9 Delta Real Track. Bert Henderson flies the U7 in front of the Detroit Yacht Club. Bert looking to score 225 points here to get on the board, as their points in the first heat was negated due to an N2 violation. Checkered flag out, 3rd place to Bert Henderson in the U7 Spirit of Detroit, Tri-Island Energy, Detroit Machinery Center. Brad Luce, write him down in pencil. Unofficially in first, Jimmy Shane. Andrew Tate in second. Bert Henderson in third.
That's the way they ran on the water. We will check with the officials, but we're going to at least assume that's what the blue flag was for, because the information on the jumping of the gun, Jimmy Shane coming slowly up the backstretch. If we have new fans here, maybe some fans that have never seen this kind of racing before, I don't want anybody to get disappointed and go, wow, nobody can touch Jimmy Shane. Trust me, that white boat right behind him can, but Shane got the jump on him at the start. And sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. After about a lap and a half, he decided, all right, go ahead and go. It'll cost me 100 points in the National High Points. But Andrew Tate and that white boat's got a big lead on those. They're both coming back to the dock. I'm going to run down, grab Jimmy Shane. I'll have him in the Corvette. We get to hear that wonderful music one more time, Jeff Ayler. You take it. I'm heading down.
Thank you very much, Brad Luce. Once again, Mike's Hard Lemonade. Unlimited 2A in the books. First place, Jimmy Shane, U1, Miss Home Street, 400 points. Second place, Andrew Tate, U9, Delta Real Track, 300 points. Third place, Bert Henderson, U7, Spirit of Detroit, Tri-Island Energy, Detroit Machinery Center, 225 points. Up next, Unlimited 2A, brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Stand by.